Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Space Facts. Today we are going to explore some amazing facts about our home galaxy, the Milky Way. The Milky Way is a barred spiral galaxy that contains over 200 billion stars, including our Sun. It is one of the billions of galaxies in the universe, and it has a fascinating history and structure. Let's dive in and learn more about the Milky Way. Fact 1. The Milky Way is warped. The Milky Way is not a perfect disk, but rather a warped shape due to the gravitational pull of our neighboring galaxies, the Large and Small Magellanic Clouds. These two dwarf galaxies are orbiting the Milky Way and tugging on its matter like a game of tug-of-war. The result is that the disk of the Milky Way bends up and down as it extends from the center. Fact 2. The Milky Way has an invisible halo. The Milky Way is surrounded by a huge halo of dark matter, which is a mysterious form of matter that does not emit or reflect light, but has a strong gravitational effect. Scientists estimate that about 90% of the mass of the Milky Way is made of dark matter, while only 10% is visible matter, such as stars, gas and dust. The dark matter halo helps to hold the galaxy together and explains why the stars in the galaxy orbit at a constant speed regardless of their distance from the center. Fact 3. The Milky Way has a supermassive black hole at its center. At the heart of the Milky Way lies a monstrous black hole called Sagittarius A*, which has a mass of about 4.3 million suns. A black hole is an object so dense that nothing, not even light, can escape its gravity. Sagittarius A is surrounded by a disk of gas and dust that spirals into it at high speeds, creating intense radiation and jets of particles. The black hole is also orbited by many stars, some of which have very close and fast encounters with it. Fact 4. The Milky Way is almost as old as the universe itself. The Milky Way was born about 12.5 billion years ago, shortly after the Big Bang that created the universe. The galaxy started as a cloud of gas and dust that collapsed under gravity and formed the first stars and clusters. Over time, the galaxy grew larger and more complex by merging with other galaxies and forming new generations of stars. The oldest stars in the Milky Way are about 13 billion years old, while the youngest ones are still being born today. Fact 5. The Milky Way is part of a larger group of galaxies called the Local Group. The Milky Way is not alone in space, but rather belongs to a group of about 40 galaxies called the Local Group. The Local Group spans about 10 million light-years across and includes other famous galaxies such as Andromeda, Triangulum and the Magellanic Clouds. The Local Group itself is part of an even larger structure called the Virgo supercluster, which contains hundreds of galaxy groups and clusters within 150 million light-years. Fact 6. The Milky Way has two major arms and several minor ones. The Milky Way has a spiral shape with two major arms that extend from its central bar. These arms are called Perseus arm and Scutum Centaurus arm. They contain many bright stars, nebulae and star clusters that make them visible in the night sky. The galaxy also has several minor arms that branch off from the major ones or from the bar. These include Norma arm, Sagittarius arm, Outer arm and Cygnus arm 3. Fact 7. The Milky Way has been consuming other galaxies throughout its history. The Milky Way has grown larger and more complex by merging with other galaxies over time. Some of these mergers have left traces in the form of streams or shells of stars around the galaxy. For example, the Sagittarius dwarf elliptical galaxy is currently being torn apart by the Milky Way's gravity and forms a long stream of stars around it. Another example is the Canis major dwarf galaxy, which is also being devoured by the Milky Way and contributes some stars to its spiral arms. Fact 8. The Milky Way has many satellite galaxies that orbit around it. The Milky Way has several smaller galaxies that orbit around it as satellites. These include dwarf spheroidal galaxies such as Draco, Ursa Minor, Sculptor and Leo I, dwarf irregular galaxies such as Large Magellanic Cloud, Small Magellanic Cloud and IC10, and globular clusters such as Omega Centauri and M54. These satellites are gravitationally bound to the Milky Way and may interact with it or each other. Fact 9. The Milky Way is on a collision course with Andromeda Galaxy. The Andromeda Galaxy is the largest member of the Local Group and the closest spiral galaxy to us. It is about 2.5 million light-years away from us and has about twice as many stars as the Milky Way. According to current measurements, Andromeda Galaxy is moving towards us at a speed of about 110 kilometers per second due to their mutual gravitational attraction. Scientists predict that in about 4 billion years, Andromeda Galaxy will collide with our galaxy and form a giant elliptical galaxy called Milkomeda or Milkdromeda. Fact 10. The Milky Way has many mysteries yet to be solved. Despite decades of research and observation, there are still many things we don't know about our galaxy. For example, we don't know how many planets there are in the galaxy or how many of them could support life. We don't know what dark matter is made of or how it affects galaxy formation. We don't know how supermassive black holes form or what happens inside them. We don't know how spiral arms are maintained or what triggers star formation. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about our amazing galaxy. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more space facts. Thank you for watching and see you next time.